Hi, my name is Timo from TCK Solar. In this video I want to explain a bit more about solar for apartments. As you might have heard, the government introduced a very generous rebate for solar for apartments so that it now becomes affordable to install solar, although it is a more complicated installation. What TCK Solar has developed is a unique solution using high-end components to create a 1 kilowatt solar system for each apartment, and usually with zero cost out of pocket. There's very few cases where it is not $0, but we would look during a site visit carefully into that and inform you about it. So what does it mean for each apartment? Each apartment ends up with a 1 kilowatt system producing around 1,200 kilowatt hours of electricity per year. And that reflects on their annual electricity bill with a saving of around $300 to $400. Of course, once that's installed, it will also increase the value of the property and it will make the apartment more attractive to tenants given the lower running costs. We have now a long list of questions where we get commonly asked in relation to this scheme. So the first one is it really free? As I mentioned before, there's very few exceptions where it's not free. Our offering is tailored in that way that it is free. We install the panels up on the roof. We install so-called microinverters at the back of each panel, making it an AC solar system, which is much safer than a DC solar system. And we are then running the cables either into each apartment or, if possible, into a central location near the smart meters and connect the system there. How much electricity will I get? I touched on that already. It's a 1 kilowatt solar system consisting of two nearly 500 watt panels, giving you 1 kilowatt, producing around 1,200 kilowatt hours per year, which saves you $300 to $400 per annum per apartment. Who is installing the solar? TCK Solar has been around for 15 years, and we are specializing in high-end solar solutions where we pick the nicest components from around the world and we tailor them to every customer's needs. And luckily in this situation, those premium components work really well for this situation. If you have a look online, you can see TCK Solar has fantastic rating for customer service all the way through. What kind of warranty do they come with? That's a really amazing part. So the solar panels come with a 25-year performance warranty, and the microinverters we install at the back of each panel also come with a 25-year warranty. Those warranties are manufacturer warranties, so if there is an issue, then the manufacturer provides us with a replacement component free of charge. The replacement itself is not free. But it is an easy one and it's never going to be an urgent one. So let's say one panel, for whatever reason, stops working or is underperforming, then one panel is affected, not the entire system. If one microinverter fails, same story. One panel is down, not the entire system. So we've got perfect redundancy in the system. The other thing to mention here is the safety. Being an AC solar system means that it can be isolated if there's roof work needed. You just turn off the system and the system's completely shut down, and anyone can work on the roof, do roof repairs. And even if something goes wrong, the system automatically shuts itself down. Not that this is ever a likely event to happen, but as we know, we need to plan for the worst case. Is there an option to increase my individual allocation of solar panels? So we said 2 panels per apartment is the amount of panels which is covered by the government grant of $2,800 per apartment. But if there is enough roof space available and we can fit more than 2 panels per apartment onto the apartment building, then yes, you can purchase extra panels. Our current setup is that we offer them for $750 per panel. And in the end, we just need to make sure that if more people want panels than we've got space, we need to work out who is getting them. I guess in the end, all we've had so far is that some people wanted 5 extra panels, but we decided to give 1 panel to 5 people instead of 1 person getting 5, because we think that's the fair approach. Who owns the solar system? Even if you purchase extra solar panels or you just go ahead with the 2 panels, the system is owned by the Owners Corp. So it's not an individual, it is an individual solar system, but it's not owned by yourself. The solar panels will always be connected to your apartment and it will be maintained by the Owners Corp. But if you move out or sell the apartment, you have no ability to take your panels with you because they are owned by the Owners Corp. Which leads to the next one I already touched on. How often do I need to get the system maintained? The distributor is asking to have a solar system checked at least once every 3 years. And lots of our customers choose annual maintenance, some bi-yearly and some every 3 years. It really comes down to how well you want them maintained. My normal response is, the dustier the area you live in and the lower the angle of the solar panels installed on your roof are, the more frequent you need to maintain them. If it is a flat roof on your apartment building, we never install panels flat on flat roofs. It's a common method out there that people do that, but it's not a good way, as panels get super dirty super quickly and then the performance is really ordinary. So we at a minimum tilt our panels on a 5-degree angle. If your roof pitch is more than 5 degrees, we install them roof parallel. Is solar safe? What about roof leaks? Of course, for the last 15 years, the core of TCK Solar is to install solar systems. So we are up on roofs every day with many people, and the most important thing is that we are safe during the installation, that everyone is safe after the installation, but at the same time that we are not causing any roof leaks. On metal roofs, leaks pretty much never happen because we hardly do any penetrations. Most metal roofs allow us to install the system without any additional penetrations. Sometimes we have 1 or 2 for the cables if we run them into the ceiling space. On some buildings we go down on the outside, so we don't create penetrations for the cables. If it is a clip block roof or a standing seam, any kind of other metal roofs, again, we are not creating any penetrations, we purely clip onto the roof sheets. So leaks are very unlikely. The ones where we had them in the past, but not often, are tile roofs, specifically terracotta tiles. We never silicon any tiles. We do our absolute best to spot potential cracks in tiles and replace them as we go along. If we would ever oversee a crack and the rain comes and it leaks, of course, you're fully covered by us. We come out, we'll fix the leak, and if there is damage, we will of course take care of the damage as well. The other question we have regularly is, what if we need to replace the roof? AC solar systems can be of course easily taken off because they can be isolated on the roof, taken off, they could be stacked to the side, roof sheets can be replaced and then be put back down. It's not a complicated thing to do. Of course, it makes changing the roof a little bit harder. So very important in this process to make sure the roof is in good conditions before we start, because ideally we want to put them up there for 25 years and not move them. I hope this has helped you understand a bit more about solar for apartments. If you have any more questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to us and we're happy to help you. Thank you.